Good morning from Las Vegas. Nestled in the Spring Mountains on the edge of the Mojave Desert, it's one of the world's most famous tourist destinations. For some, it's the promise of gambling, resorts, and $4.99 buffets. For others, it's a place to settle down. Now the fastest growing city in America, Las Vegas is our home today, Monday, April 7th, 1997.
From NBC News, this is a special edition of Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer from Las Vegas.
And this is where most people begin their visit to Las Vegas. Along the Strip, you can find just about anything and everyone. Originally U.S. Highway 91 to Los Angeles, Las Vegas Boulevard is home to 11 of the world's 12 biggest hotels, more than 100,000 rooms in all. No wonder it's the convention capital of the entire world. And near the middle of the Strip sits one of the city's true landmarks, Caesars Palace, our host for this special one-day visit. And we've hit the jackpot this morning. We've got a great crowd, great weather, and hopefully a great show. And welcome to Today on this Monday morning from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Katie Couric.
And I'm Matt Lauer. Can I borrow about $100?
You need it, huh?
Yeah.
How much have you spent so far?
I haven't done too poorly. Let's just say whoever said luck was a lady, forget it.
Really?
It hasn't happened that way. Hey, this is our first visit to Las Vegas.
It is, and what do you think?
I think it's huge. I now feel like one of those New York tourists always pointing up at buildings saying, I can't believe how big that hotel is or how bright those lights are, but I like it.
It's a little overwhelming at first. I think it's a combination of Wonderland, Disney World, Wheel of Fortune, and the Twilight Zone. I mean, the city never sleeps. I thought New York was like that, but that's a case in Las Vegas. In fact, it's called the city without clocks, and I think that's true.
That's right. It goes round the clock. There are people in the casinos here at 7 in the morning when we walk through. Hey, but we're here for a very good reason. We're being honored, kind of.
We are. Actually, the program is being honored. We're being honored by a big convention in town. The National Association of Broadcasters is inducting this very program into its Hall of Fame. We're very thrilled about that, but also excited because this gives us a great opportunity to see what this town is all about.
What it's about is a boom town. That's what it's about. But there are upsides and downsides to that. Coming up in the show, we're going to find out what it's like to live in a town that has become so attractive. And then when you think about Las Vegas, of course, you have to think about gaming or gambling, in particular, casino gambling. No longer a Nevada issue. This is an issue all across the country, and we'll get into it in this half hour.
I lost $10 playing video blackjack in about 5 minutes.
And I know you don't open your wallet very often, so that couldn't have come easily.
Hey, careful. You're gambling with your future with that one. And we're also going to meet some of the big entertainers who have played Vegas. We're going to have that and much more to come on this Monday morning. But first, we're going to get all the overnight news developments from Ann Curry, who's at our NBC affiliate here in Las Vegas, KBBC TV. Ann, good morning.
Good morning, Katie, Matt. Good morning, everybody. It is now 7:06. Let's go back to Katie and Matt.
Okay, Ann, thanks so much.
I didn't get any sleep last night because every time Al Roker's name came up on that screen, this crowd went nuts.
It's his fan club. It's amazing how many people have come out.
Yeah, it really
we're
is.
really thankful for that.
And good. The weather's been fabulous here, and will continue. Although it's been a little cool the last few days. They'd had a couple of weeks ago had temperatures in the 80s. Now it's been in the 50s and 60s. But
so nice and dry, though.
It is. It is. And as you know, it's not the heat.
It's the humidity.
There you go. Well, you know what's going on in Las Vegas. Now let's find out what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Thank you very much. Good Monday morning. We had a wonderful weekend. The temps didn't rise as high as we expected. However,
it's coming up on 7:08. Now here's Katie.
Thank you, Al. On Close Up this morning, Las Vegas. It's the fastest growing city in the country with a skyrocketing population that has doubled in the last 10 years. More than 1 million people live here now, with another million expected within the decade. All this expansion has some people wondering whether Las Vegas is in fact gambling with its future. Here's NBC's Fred Francis.
Fireworks and a huge party on the Las Vegas Strip. There's only one thing this town loves more than blowing up a big hotel. And that's building a new one. And another, and another, and another. Every time one landmark falls, the destruction leads to construction, one of the most amazing and frantic building booms in U.S. history. Las Vegas now has more than 100,000 hotel rooms, with another 50,000 on the way, many of them by the city's billionaire developer, Stephen Wynn.
The speed and the acceleration of change in this valley is quite extraordinary.
Las Vegas, happy destination of more than 12 million visitors each year.
Now close to 30 million people come to a new kind of strip with multi-billion-dollar mega-themed family resorts that are virtual cities unto themselves.
We're running in excess of our forecasted occupancy rate, and that's because we created something here in New York, that people want to come to, wanted to see, so we helped expand the market.
There is no saturation point in the near future, is what you're saying.
Not that I see.
In this economic boom, Las Vegas creates more jobs than any other city in the country. For each hotel room built, the population grows by 10. Look across Clark County, Nevada, and you see what happens when a population doubles in a decade. Entire neighborhoods where once there was just cactus and scrub. Every day they thunder into Las Vegas, moving trucks from every corner of the country. Michael and Mary McDermott just moved from New Hampshire.
I'm finally getting my own bed.
Joining 6,000 other people who come here every month, lured by the promise of 10 years worth of work in the building trades.
Construction is just going up everywhere in this area.
But with the phenomenal growth, the quality of life here has taken a beating. In a rating of the best cities to live in America last year, Money Magazine dropped Las Vegas from a very sparkling 9 to a bruising 114. They're one of the best. Mayor Jan Lafferty Jones defends the city while trying to treat its growing pains.
You must have been beside yourself when Money Magazine dropped you from 9th to 114th.
Oh, as my grandfathers used to always tell me, figures don't lie, but liars can figure. I want to see their statistics that dropped us from 9th to 114th.
Well, statistic number 1, crime. The FBI's most recent reports show overall violent crime in Las Vegas shot up 57% in just 3 years. Schools, 12 to 14,000 new students each year. Overcrowding so bad, the beleaguered school district must build the equivalent of a new school every 30 days. Traffic. The Regional Transportation Commission says congestion in Las Vegas has doubled in the past 5 years. And because of it, Helen and Roger Hall say they are going to suffer more than most. To expand a freeway, their house and 173 others will be torn down.
It makes us very angry.
We apparently are in the way of progress because they have to make room for the new people.
Making room for the new people, the mayor and other leaders have come under increasing criticism. One critic, a former county commissioner, who says he was run out of office when he questioned uncontrolled growth.
Every month, every local government agency approves scores of development proposals without understanding what the impacts of those projects will be on schools, on roads, on parks, on police and fire safety.
Despite a projected funding deficit for government services in the billions of dollars, the city council just approved Summerlin West, 20,000 new homes for this open land.
Some criticism there. Growing too fast.
People aren't moving here because I'm building houses. I'm building houses because people are moving here. I can't look at stopping growth. Better that I manage growth responsibly.
But some say government has been irresponsible.
The local elected officials are gambling with our future, and I think the residents are going to be the losers.
And even the city's biggest hotel developer now seems alarmed.
Maybe it's high time that we worried about quality instead of quantity. Maybe it's time we worried about making it better instead of bigger.
For today, Fred Francis, NBC News, Las Vegas.
And we'll talk more with Las Vegas Mayor Jan Lafferty Jones in our next half hour. Now, here's Matt.
Guests have some definite thoughts on this subject. Glenn Schaefer is president of Circus Enterprises. Ann Geer is the president of the National Coalition Against Gambling Expansion. Thanks both of you for coming in. And let me start with you. What do you think the number one myth about casino gambling is?
I think the number one myth is that it's just a lot of fun. There's no harm attached to it, no downside.
But if you look around you in Las Vegas, and you look at the bright lights, and you look at the big hotels, and you look at the cranes on top building new hotels, and low unemployment, why isn't it fair to say this is an example of the benefit of casino gambling?
Of course, Las Vegas is so unique. It was built on gambling. They didn't come in and try to cannibalize an already existing industry. It was built for casinos.
But don't you think that this proves that it can work in a city like Las Vegas?
It can work when it's a startup industry. There's no question about it.